He's the only man in Australia with the guts to say exactly what News Corp wants him to say.
That you can sit there and yak on to me about how you don't think the ABC is biased when I've got all the... How do you think it's biased? Well, for one, they're desensitising us for the day that our next door neighbour is a second-generation Chinese immigrant who speaks perfect English, picks up his newspaper off the front porch to read it with breakfast every morning. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. And you know why you think that, mate? From the incessant airings of the show Bananas in Pyjamas.
When it comes to Dennis Whip, actions speak louder than facts.
My opinions are my own.
Yeah! I'm Dennis Whip, and this is Pussy Whipped. Ah! Fellow dole-bludger-phobics, it's time to stop the spin on wind turbines, which is why I'm so supportive of them being physically disassembled, because, take a look at that, that is the only way we're going to stop the spin on this issue, isn't it? More spin than Brett Lee. I was a fast-paced bowler, not a spin bowler. Oh, well, I'll be honest, I've never watched a game of cricket. It's too hard when your world perspective is... Ah! And you don't have eyes, so it's more of a... Ah!
I've been asking this question on air for years, and no one has given me a straight answer that I wanted to hear, so we're going to ask it again.
Why are we paying $370 million a year on Australia's Renewable Energy Agency?
Justify to me why we should be investing in renewables when I don't even believe in climate change. It's my right to do that, you know. Just like it's my right to believe that the tumour in my brain isn't a tumour. It's just a second little mean brain.
Well, he's right, ain't he? I certainly ain't killing him with kindness.
So far, the Abbott government has cut $435 million over the next 4 years from Australia's Renewable Energy Agency budget, and that's a good start in making sure that my tax dollars aren't going to these socialism masquerading as environmentalism programs that, yeah, it's going to affect the bottom line of the budget we're so eager to fix very negatively, as the Renewable Energy Agency was attracting more than $20 billion in foreign investment, but it is the principle. You lefties need to learn that socialism doesn't work unless you have a lot of lobbyists. In which case...
Don't tell anyone this, but...
I'm secretly French. What makes the Renewable Energy Agency think it's so special that it can break the cardinal law of a Liberal government, which is no special treatment without a shit ton of political donations, alright? We're cutting from welfare $1.6 billion, forcing recipients to downgrade from one-ply toilet paper to sandpaper, which, yeah, I'm aware it's more expensive initially, but it'll scare them out of eating so much, won't it?
Oh, that looks pretty painful. How much does that hurt? Oh, might a 10 out of 10 every time.
Instead of fancy train tracks, we're now just going to get generic train tracks, commonly referred to as roads. You don't even need to buy TV government announcement ads for roads. Much more effective to do the whole thing by sponsoring Triple M's
A's Midday Madness, proudly brought to you by the Commonwealth Government of Australia, because just like Triple M, Minister for Infrastructure Warren Truss believes in the power of great classic rock tracks.
Yeah! Turn your station to rock! Because the Abbott government is a government of very strong principles, which is why, in the thick of all this lack of investment in infrastructure and students, they've still figured out a way to give $11.5 billion a year to the richest and most environmentally destructive fossil fuel companies on Earth. That's 18 times as much of our tax dollars going to gas and coal right in the middle of the budget emergency, and they went up $1.5 billion in that year, which is exactly why we needed to scrimp $108 million off renewables, because without that, where were we supposed to get the $109 million we gave to Glencore Xstrata alone?
It's either that or make poor people upgrade from sandpaper to sanders. And that's really rough.
And look, I'm the first to admit it'd be nice. It'd be nice if we had a few $100 million lying around to invest in the fastest growing industry in the world, but we have made a commitment to spend $1.93 billion a year checking if filthy rich mining companies' machinery is properly oiled. Ask any terrified she's aging past the age of 40 and middle management woman and she will tell you. Essential oils aren't a luxury, that's why they're called essential. We do not have the money to pay for these crazy pie-in-the-sky Labor policies like the Gonski education reform, or as I quite alarmingly referred to it at the time, battery farms for nerds.
Our water drip is the ventilator.
Do you have any idea how much making our schools world-class would have cost? Almost $2 billion less than the amount of money we currently give to mining companies in fuel subsidies. $5 billion for Gonski, $6.8 billion a year to billionaires that don't want to pay for their own petrol.
Because it's all about priorities, kiddies, and there's something a little more important than your future, mine. because I bigger.
It's empty again.
Turn it!
Just a second, Gene, huh? My contribution. Champion, thank you. Sorry about that, mate. It's a budget emergency. Not even an exaggeration.
So whatever you do not sign the petition in the description that demands we put an end to fossil fuel subsidies, because if we did that, like the rest of the world is currently pushing for, global emissions would decrease by 13% just by that action alone. And we on the right most certainly do not want that, as we have a death wish. And as soon as they apologised to the Aborigines, we thought, oh my God, that is not my voice! I want to die! I want to die!
Please press the subscribe button now. Come on.